A billionaire storms into his living room, eyes blazing with suspicion. His heart freezes when he sees his maid, her arms wrapped around his disabled daughter. For a moment, rage blinds him, but what he is about to discover will change everything he thought he knew. The door burst open, and there he stood. The billionaire's sharp suit clung to him like armor, his voice trembling with fury. Before him, the sight was undeniable. His maid, a woman from the shadows of his home, held his fragile daughter in her arms. The girl's head rested against the maid's chest, her small body trembling, yet wrapped in a cocoon of warmth. For a man who had built empires, who had commanded boardrooms with an iron will, this image ignited something raw: betrayal, fear, the unsettling thought that trust had been broken inside his very home. The maid did not flinch. Her arms remained steady, her expression calm, her silence louder than any defense. And in that silence lingered a mystery that demanded to be unraveled. This maid was no ordinary woman. Beneath the uniform was a history the family had never cared to ask about. Years before, she had been a caregiver in a small rural clinic, tending to children who could not walk, who could not speak, who the world often overlooked. Her hands, calloused from labor, had learned the gentlest art, the art of not just lifting bodies, but spirits. She had once held her own brother in the same way. He too had lived his short life in a wheelchair, smiling at the sky, though he could never chase it. She remembered the smell of old blankets, the echo of her mother's sobs, the way silence settled into their home after his passing. Those memories had carved into her heart a vow that no child in her care would ever feel unloved. The billionaire's daughter, though wrapped in wealth, lived in loneliness. Her legs could not carry her, and though she owned the finest toys, she lacked the one thing money could not buy: companionship. Teachers came and went, therapists charged their fees, but none had given her the one medicine she craved: affection without judgment. The maid had noticed. She had noticed the girl's eyes follow her, the small hand that reached out when no one else was looking. And so she had begun to offer what the world around them had denied: a simple embrace. But in that moment of discovery, the room became a battlefield. Wealth against humility, power against tenderness, suspicion against truth. The billionaire's silence pressed against the walls, heavy and suffocating. Bystanders, other staff who had witnessed the scene, kept their heads bowed, afraid to speak. And then it happened. The daughter lifted her head. With a voice frail but clear, she whispered words that shattered the silence. "She makes me feel safe, Daddy." The billionaire froze. Safe. A word so simple, yet one his fortune had failed to give her. Safe. A word he had chased through business deals, security systems, iron gates. And yet his daughter had found it not in his empire, but in the arms of a woman the world often overlooked. In that instant, the power shifted. The maid had said nothing, yet her dignity spoke volumes. Her embrace was not theft, but a gift. Not disobedience, but devotion. The billionaire's anger drained away, leaving behind something far heavier: shame. Shame that he, a man of endless resources, had overlooked the most human need of all. Tears blurred his vision as he lowered his gaze, and softly, almost as if confessing to himself, he whispered, "Sometimes the richest are not those who have everything, but those who give without asking. The staff who had stood silent felt the weight of those words. In that moment, the house transformed. No longer just a mansion of wealth, but a place where dignity was restored, where silent honor triumphed over suspicion. The maid said nothing. She only continued to hold the child, her embrace stronger than any empire. And as the billionaire watched, he realized the truth he had missed all along. Honor is not in power, but in compassion. Strength is not in wealth, but in love. And for the first time, he felt not like a master of riches, but like a father, humbled by the quiet courage of a woman who had nothing, yet had given his daughter everything. In a world obsessed with wealth and appearances, it is often the unseen, the overlooked, the silent heroes who remind us what truly matters: respect, dignity, compassion. Where are you watching this story from? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this story touched you, make sure to subscribe for more tales that honor the quiet strength of everyday heroes.